More about the catch or the punt return?
A little bit of both, to be honest.
Nothing ever surprised by my neighbor. Which one, maybe a little bit former, more surprised?
Um, I was more surprised at the catch because it didn't really feel like that on the field, and then when I saw it on film, I saw like how fully extended I was. It didn't feel like that on the field.
Yes, and especially going through your mind to see a ball like that.
No, just nothing's going through my mind really. I'm just seeing the ball, just going for it.
Nikki, what would you bring to that catch in the realm of catches that you've had?
That's honestly probably the best catch I've ever made, to be honest.
Was it more special because it was at USC, or just the feeling in the Coliseum, or just what was your emotion like during that play?
I feel like I kind of gathered too early to jump, and then that's what led to me having to fully extend like that. Like I literally could not get to that ball unless I used one hand. So it just ended up working out.
How do you practice something like that?
You know, I use the jugs machine every day after practice. You know, I stay every day. You know, all the wide receivers do, and work on different types of catches behind me, one handed, two handed, all different types.
How would you compare the feeling of the catch, the punt return, shatter the backboard, the similarities of those plays?
I don't think anything will ever compare to the backboard. That was definitely a once in a lifetime rush. But it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there.
When did you do that one?
In high school, my senior year.
Is it true that it was with the jump shot?
That I broke the backboard?
With a jump.
No, sir. Not true at all.
Take us to the punt return.
It was one of those punts where, I felt like I had a little bit of room, and I just tried to reverse the field because I felt like that was the only place I could go. And then Frank, Ryan Jenkins, Daz, and Kyle made beautiful blocks, and that's definitely what sprung me, and that's the only reason I scored on that play.
What about learning the dynamics of punt return? And we saw you working on that today. When to catch, when to let it go over your head. That's got to be just an instantaneous decision you have to make.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of things you have to account for. You have to account how the ball is coming. Is it going to carry? Is it going to drop? And those are things that I'm going to have to work on in order to become the punt returner that I know I can become. Because I feel like right now I'm a little bit raw. I feel like I just improvise a lot out there, and I have to make better decisions, and I have to be more prepared going into games.
You feel a lot of this, obviously, the reactions and stuff is a lot of noise that you try to filter out. But what messages from family or people that are close to you really stuck out about just the game that you had, and catch and punt return, or just in general?
My family, good game or bad game, they always have my back. They just tried to tell me how blessed I am. Just to stay humble, and like you said, there's a lot of outside noise. There's a lot of things that can cloud your right mind, and they do a great job of making sure I always stay level-headed, and I'm always working towards my next goal.
Frank said that he said it was all God on that catch. Just your initial reaction just when it happened and what you give it to.
I really do think God was with me on that catch. That was one of those things where it was just the ball placement, the way I jumped, the way the defender was playing. That really might have been a once in a career type of catch, and I just feel like I was very blessed to be able to do something like that.
Randy said earlier last week that he had a phone conversation with you about where you're at, where you want to get to, and all that kind of thing. How do you think that played out in the USC game, just based on that conversation and what you guys were trying to get accomplished there?
We knew there was so much more that we could do. We knew we could play harder. We knew we can work on our fundamentals throughout the week of practice. And when he spoke to me, he just told me we had to flip the switch. We had to be ready going into the USC week, and every game is a must win, and that's how we have to treat it the rest of the season. So for us, it's just getting extra film in, getting extra work after practice, just making sure we're fully prepared for every game and every challenge and every stepping stone that's in our way.
Could you tell a difference based on what the conversation you two had Saturday?
Yeah, I could just tell the difference in focus. Everybody just seemed like they were locked in, but in a different type of way. It it wasn't, we weren't too high and we were never too low. Like I feel like we just stayed level headed the whole game.
Like I said, after the game, that you actually got on the headset and told him to just throw it up in your direction. Is that true? And also, have you done that before?
The only time I've ever done that was in the U of A game last year. I told Manny, no matter what happens, just throw me the ball. And after I made that catch, that was out of bounds. I was actually out of bounds. I just felt like I got it. It was just something in me that was like, I got it. So I got on the headset and I just told Coach Likens to just trust me. I just had a certain type of feeling and I wasn't gonna go throughout that game with regret. The window of opportunity is very short and I don't want to regret anything looking back in life. Yeah, I was confused a little bit at first because I thought he was gonna hand it off to Eno, and I was blocking and when I looked, he was free and I was just excited. I was excited he scored.
So who keeps you humble in this whole process, specifically kind of busting your chops?
Definitely my grandmother, but it's a variation of a lot of people. When I speak to people, I really try to take everything in and a lot of people in my life, they have my best interest, and I just try to take in a lot from many people, but the main person is definitely my grandmother. Good game, bad game, she always tells me to stay level-headed, stay humble, and that's how I was raised, and that's how I'll be for the rest of my life. A lot of fundamental stuff. There's a lot that goes into being a receiver. You can't just go out there unprepared. You have to know the exact release you're doing before the play, and he's really helped me out with stuff like that this season. And I feel like last week, a lot of my success came from working with him and talking to him about what I need to do and what I need to get better at.
Is the punt returning almost harder to learn and get used to because the catches, it's more instinctive, whereas, like you said, there are other variables when it comes to fielding punts, the flight of the ball. Is that kind of harder to get used to?
Yeah, definitely, especially because I've never done it. I only started doing punt return once I got to college, and it was something that I felt like I can handle. But at the same time, there's so much more work that needs to be put in. There's so many different things I need to do to become a great punt returner.
Again, can you talk a little about Coach Fisher, what he's brought to the wide receiver?
I feel like each year, each wide receiver coach has done something different for me in each aspect of my game. And, I feel like Coach Fish, with having so much experience, he's kind of brought all of that together. And he's doing his best to mold me into an all-around wide receiver instead of just, a possession receiver. And, I'm real grateful to have somebody like him on the staff.
When you look at the Utah secondary, what's the challenges that jump back
I feel like they're aggressive. I feel like Utah is one of the most, if not the most aggressive team in the Pac-12. And for me, this game, I feel like it's more of keeping my head, making sure I don't get upset. It's going to be a real physical game, and it's really just a mindset for me.
Obviously going to watch the film against USC and say if you're not doing anything in this game, we have to stop and kill Harry. Do you hope that approach can open things up for your team?
Yeah, I've been saying it preseason, throughout the whole season. If they feel like we need to double team this guy, if we need to bracket this guy, then they will get beat by other players on our team because we have tremendous talent all across the board. So if that's something they feel like they need to do, I'm not worried about how many balls I catch, how many yards I have. I just want to win the game. Mm-hmm. It kind of puts me in a bind sometimes because sometimes you think there's no way he's going to get out of that tackle. There's absolutely no way. And then he gets out of it, and then your man might be the man that makes the tackle. So when you have a running back like Eno, you have to make sure you're truly finishing plays and you never give up because he can break a tackle at any point in the game.
When you see single high coverage with press coverage on the corners, does that excite you? Does that get you like
Yeah, definitely. You know, I feel like if there's no safety on the top man coverage, I always feel like I have a chance to come down with the ball. So my eyes light up when I see that, and I don't see that too often anymore. So it's something that really excites me.
You,
Master being right up on the jump machine and catching it just like right there.
I feel like I started to get good at it probably after my freshman season. Once I really started working at it, I saw it on Instagram, and I was thinking to myself, you know, why not do it with one hand? You know, make my hands better. So that's when I really started to get skilled with it.
How much do you think that's helped just strengthen your hands?
A tremendous amount, especially when it comes to those catches where DBs are right on your back trying to claw the ball out, and you know that's the extra work that a lot of people don't see, and that's something I'll continue to do throughout my career.
you had that relationship with Rod last year as your position coach, now as the OC. Is that carried over in just terms of communication and, you know, what you're able to kind of expect from each other?
Yeah, definitely. You know, he was a big part of my success last year. Just with all the fundamentals he brought to the table with how successful he wanted us to be. But honestly, I look at Coach Likens more like, I feel like he helps me more like with off the field stuff. You know, he has great faith, and you know when he speaks in those team meetings, I really absorb it all, because when he speaks, I feel like he truly does care about us, and you know that's just somebody who's helped me tremendously in both aspects of my life, football and in the real world.